All right, well, welcome to the very special halftime show of the Mexican Soccer Show. I'm Wiso again. For those of you that joined us from the pre-show for Panama, already fast 45 minutes have already passed. Thank you to those that are watching. Thank you to those that are listening. But let's go right into it. What a half! I mean, it feels like my Sunday league is playing out there. I don't know. Anybody else agree? I don't know. It does not look like a professional match at all.
It's pretty sloppy. And I think both teams are feeling a little frustrated. I think it's very, very obvious. It looks like Piojo's frustrated. It looks like the team is just a little looking uncomfortable out there. And like Tom said, maybe the temperature is getting the best of them as well. And it's not pretty stuff right now, is it?
No, and I also think, just to point out, I think when you have a lot of experiments going on, especially in the midfield, Herrera started on the right, then Fabian on the left, and then they switched. Güemes is his first game. It's normal. And I think Panama wanted to come physical to the match, and by the looks of it, Mexico got in the game of Panama, and now we have this kind of messy game.
Yeah. I see it. Go ahead, Johnny.
I think this is it's very clear that this is a friendly game. I hate to contradict our national team coach, but that said that there is no friendlies in CONCACAF. It's very clear that this is a friendly with nothing at stake, and it seems like the players are well aware of that.
Yeah. But if the players are well aware of that friendly game, I see just a lot of intensity of careless. Maybe everyone's kind of showing off. I don't know, but some mistakes that are elementary mistakes of just doing it. Everyone doing a little bit una de más. I don't know for what you guys seen that, but just not. I don't think it was a good half at all for Mexico. In that muy alterados are just either, and it's coming also from the coaching, giving them that much pressure. I don't know, yelling at the sidelines. It'd be interesting to see if Tom can join us. It's also a little bit about Piojo.
Yeah, and I think one point I can just mention real quick. I don't know what you guys think, but if Chicharito is giving the last pass, that's something that kind of worries you, because Chicharito is supposed to be receiving the last pass, not giving the last pass.
Yeah, I sent out a tweet mentioning that Javier Chuletito Orozco, he has a bad enough time as it is with his own form, but to receive the last pass, like Naib says, from Chicharito, who's not a passer, whose forte is not assisting goals, he's going to have an even tougher time, and things were not going to work out too well for Chuletito.
Could it be that maybe that's Piojo's instruction in Chicharito, because you have those two same type of players, that style of someone needs to come back, and like Naive said in the beginning, not having Gio there, not having that type of forward, that Chicharito's making more of a presence coming back and getting more of the ball, which we've seen maybe he's not as forte, but he's definitely been doing good about it. He's doing well.
At the very least, you got to give him some credit for trying. It's almost endearing, though. I think on two of those passes, too, his balance looks a little off today, doesn't it? He gave a couple passes and he almost slipped a couple times, yeah. But he just, yeah.
I think it's all on his Real Madrid form. I think that he's doing a lot more of that. We've seen him score those outside goals. He wants to keep going. It's the new Chicharito, guys, the new.
Yeah, no, those of us who know how Chicharito plays, we can appreciate the effort. Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's still not a good passer. Someone that doesn't know Chicharito just looks at his performance today. He's
a good passer.
No,
I don't think he's not. I think
because you know the type of player he is. You know that this is his best effort, but it's still I don't think it's good enough to play that position. He needs to be at the center of the box, receiving the last pass.
Yeah, well. Let's talk about Marco Fabian. Obviously, back and forth, he had a great run, but at the same time being a little careless in the mid. Marco Fabian, his yellow card. If you switch the roles, I think we're playing also very, like I said, very, very physical. I don't know if we're trying to make a statement towards the Panama team. What do you think?
I think it was almost very symbolic.
I think you go, Cesar.
Okay, I was just the situation with him pulling down the player and trying to create the play, and then he just ran into each other. And it was obviously brought him down. I feel like it was very, very symbolic from the game. You see Mexico's had a couple of decent attempts, a few bright opportunities, but at the very end, it's been very frustrating so far. And it might be a little I know Piojo is experimenting, so maybe it is a little bit hard for him. Like, although it isn't that big of a switch for him and Herrera to have switched in the middle of the first half. But I think it's very symbolic of how the team has been playing so far.
Yeah, and I personally like when they did the switch, Herrera and then Marco Fabian went to the right part of the mid. I think I saw an improvement in Fabian, but I think Fabian doesn't possess those qualities that perhaps a Guardado could possess. Being a natural left-footed, and you have Herrera on the right and Guardado on the left. I personally think that we're seeing that there is a good midfield that already El Tri has, and that's Gallito, Guardado, and Herrera. None of these experimenting midfielders have worked so far. Maybe it's the opponent. I'm not. Panama doesn't really test that much. It's physical, but it's not like Chile, who had Vidal, who had Alexis Sanchez going at you, Marcelo Diaz. This is just a bunch of kicks going around sometimes in the match. And I think, but my point, I think Fabian is not your prototype of a midfielder in that 5-3-2. He could actually be more of a forward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to say that how many of these players out there right now in this game play together? I mean, maybe three, maybe Layun, Hernandez, Herrera. That's it. I mean, this is all experimental still with the way that he has with Piojo, and I think this is what our zone, that Central American, type of game, and we're going about it. So it's not going to be pretty, especially going on there. I mean, it looks like we're in, San Pedro Sula, trying to scrap out a tie or a 1-1, just the way that we're doing it. I mean, that's how the game is looking at.
Well, don't worry, that's like Raúl Jiménez is going to sneak into the stadium. It's going to be like the 84th, 85th minute. It's going to receive a bad pass.
Raúl Jiménez is about an hour away. He's in Mexico City.
He's nearby. Yeah,
I'm sure he probably made the trip to go watch the game. But let's we don't have a lot of time. Let's talk about subs. Let's talk about what you want to see. First, I'll go kind of around and be like, who really needs to be subbed out if you were Piojo, and who'd you put in?
I'd start off with taking Chuletita Orozco for Eric Cubo Torres, and I'd take off Marco Fabian for Ponchito Gonzalez.
All right. Not giving Orozco a little more time, or just straight out from the half?
No, I think he's had too much time.
That was that pass from Layun. That pass from Layun and the left from the left wingback. I mean, that was a perfect pass from Layun, but Chuletita so off that the header went totally out from target.
Very true. All right, Naib, who would you?
I think I would have to agree with Johnny subs. Johnny subs are correct. I think those are the ones that, based on how the game looks, I think Fabian is totally out of it. The skiff he had with Enriquez was a big one. Could have been worse. Let Ponchito have a whole half to see if this Atlas form can translate into the Tri. And Cubo, I think Cubo and Chicharito are the forwards right now that are working well with their clubs, so might as well see them to play together.
Good. Cesar?
I'm going to be boring. I'm going to agree with everybody else, because obviously right now you don't want to change the center backs. You want to give those three guys 90 minutes to see what they can do, especially since the three center backs, I feel like they didn't really see too much action during their first 45 minutes. You're not going to take up Pizarro because this is he's still trying to. I mean, unless things go really bad, you might try to bring in Aguilar. But I think you'd want to keep it Pizarro at this moment because he's still trying to. It's his first start for the national team, and then maybe Wemis. No, actually, you know what? I would do the same exact thing. Yeah, everybody else said because I wouldn't want to take out Wemis because I think Rios he would lose a little bit more control like he did in the last game, and I wouldn't want to see how that game would end if Rios was playing in the middle.
Well, did you see, obviously, when Fabian getting the yellow, Rios started warming up. So we might see a Fabian move out, Rios come in, and kind of switch over the mid in the positions. So we may be able to see that.
If that were to happen, who would you be playing as? If you're saying take out Fabian and bring in Rios?
I thought that's what Piojo was warming up as soon as Fabian was getting into all that little trouble.
Yeah.
So who would go into the defensive mid?
That play right there is very symbolic of what Marco Fabian is. He's just very frustrated that he has very low form, Like he has to be, be pulling on the shirt of his opponents. He has to be kicking his opponents. He needs to be getting into fights just because, out of sheer frustration, that he can't do anything else.
Well, he did have that really nice play. I mean, it's like the brilliance of Marco Fabian you can get on a play, coming in. I think it was towards the right. He's trying to do the sombrerito. I feel like, and I've said this already, I mean, people are trying to be something they're not in this game. Pizarro having an extra touch, doing a little more, and it could be from Piojo giving a little too much pressure, maybe going all out. Let's run these guys over. I feel that's kind of the game, but we'll see. All right, well, give some time. Obviously, a short, half. The halftime. I'm sure that all of you guys that are out. What's anything being said in the chat? I'm not really on right now, so anybody can check it.
I think one thing that stands out to me is someone said, "Damn, I agree with Johnny." as if like some guy's like frustrated, like, no, I can't agree with him. Damn. I agree with Johnny.
I think that's the best one so far. Not many people agree with me. What can I say?
Well, I mean, are you really watching the game, or are you watching Chargers?
I'm watching. You know what? Because of work duties, I have to watch this game.
Oh, because of work,
yeah.
too.
If not, I'd be watching the Charger game. I'll be honest. These I've said it. These friendlies they don't grab my attention.
But at the same time, I mean, everybody keeps saying that they're in Mexico. It is a friendly. It's needed. It's a FIFA. I mean, you have some of the players you're looking out. We're going to need some kind of development. These are exactly it against CONCACAF, who we're going to be playing in the Copa Oro, looking for that 1.5 teams. As much as people don't grab their attention, we need these games. And look, the difference between Querétaro and Chiapas in the attendance, look at that. I mean, it looks like there's not that much hype in Querétaro, which very close to Mexico and the DF for that to be that many. Chiapas being crazy, on Thursday.
And I'll be honest again, if I was a Querétaro citizen, I'd save my money to go watch my club. My club just brought in Ronaldinho. I'd rather go see that than Panama.
Maybe. I wouldn't. I'll go watch both.
We cannot be rich kids, hijos de papi. I'm just kidding.
Hijo de papi.
I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and end on that note. I gotta go with my Beamer for my dad.
Something for the fans to look forward after this.
Bring us back, Naeem.
After this half, we can start debating or talking. Will Carlos Vela, for the last time possible, say yes or no to El Tri?
All right,
and Jonathan,
that's gonna be a whole month. And well, Jonathan, we'll see, but it's Vela.
We got good post. We got pretty good post game material coming up, right?
Looks like we'll just be talking about the Chargers for about 20 minutes, right?
The game probably won't be done, so you're gonna miss the Chargers thing. All right, guys. Well, just trying it out, something new. Obviously, halftime show. Having fun with the game. I think the game's about to start back on. We'll see what the changes are. Keep tweeting us your questions. We'll answer them, and we will see you guys a little later. 15 viewers so far. Please stay on in the chat. You can always stay on and keep talking on the YouTube chat. This has been Mexican Talk Show Live. We'll see you guys. I think it'd still be 2-0. Mexico, Cubo, and Chulita Rosco is going to stay a little longer. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see where that goes. All right. Naive, Johnny, Cesar, have a good half.
All right.
All right. Bye. Laters.